So, on behalf of IIT Kanpur, we welcome Swamiji on this occasion. We are privileged to have his presence on this auspicious occasion of Gita Jayanti. Today, it is the first talk to be organized in the Gita Mahotsav. The topic will be an introduction to Bhagavad Gita. Just for a brief introduction of Swamiji, he is a revered monk in the Ramakrishna Order. He joined the order in 2001 in Pune. Swamiji has been associate editor of Prabuddha Bharata, which is an English monthly journal published by Advaita Ashrama Mayavati. He is currently the editor of Vedanta Kesari, which is a cultural and spiritual English monthly of the Ramakrishna Order. Swamiji is also the spiritual mentor of Vivekananda Study Circle at IIT Madras. Now, without taking much time, I would request Maharajji to grace us with his kind words on this auspicious occasion. Maharaj.
Sahana vavatu, sahanau bhunaktu, sahaviryam karavavahai, tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Grathita Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitamritavarshini Bhagavati Ashtadashadhyayini Ambatvamanusandadhami Bhagavad Gita Bhavadveshini. So, this session we are beginning with the pranam mantra that generally we chant while discussing Srimad Bhagavad Gita. This pranam mantra it says Parthaya Pratibodhitam, for the sake of enlightening Partha Arjuna, Narayana Bhagavata Narayana Swayam. So Bhagavan Narayana himself is enlightening him, is educating him. Vyasena Krithita, Purana Munina. So the ancient Vyasa, the Muni, he has composed this into verses. Advaitamrita Varshini, which is giving the Advaita Amrita, the nectar of Advaita, non-dualism. Bhagavati. So this is addressed as Bhagavati. Ambatvam Anusandatha. So Amba, hey, oh mother, I am meditating on you. I am surrendering myself to you. Bhagavad Gita, Bhavadveshi. Oh mother Bhagavad Gita, this is a Sambodhana. Oh mother Bhagavad Gita, I am meditating upon you. And you are the Bhavadveshini. You destroy the ignorance. You destroy the bondage of this Bhavasagar. So while chanting this mantras, there are mantras. So these mantras indicate how the Bhagavad Gita, the context of Bhagavad Gita began. The Bhagavad Gita was set up in the battlefield. So Kurukshetra, Madhya Mahabharata. So this is Mahabharata, it's a part of Mahabharata, Bhishma Parva. from the chapter 25 to 42. So these are the 18 chapters of the Bhagavad Gita included in the Bhishma Parva of Mahabharata. And these 18 chapters detail the situation wherein Arjuna was facing the Kurukshetra war. And he was in grief. He was in misery. At the very beginning set of this war, he was miserable. So the very beginning of the great poem of Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavad Veshini, the mother, Bhagavad Gita, very begins with what? With grief, with misery, with death in front of Arjuna. So this is a very peculiar circumstance wherein a spiritual, enlightening, ennobling, joyful, which is going to culminate in ultimate ananda, the ultimate pinnacle of this attainment of spiritual knowledge is what? Nityananda. So this is the very beginning. We are meeting grief, but culmination is what? What is supposed to be the culmination? Ananda. So this is a very great contradiction, that our life, our search for Ananda begins with grief. So, as Swamiji said in Karma Yoga, the very first chapter, that the goal of life cannot be happiness. Because most of the time, Swamiji says, we have seen that misery teaches us more than happiness. It is tragedy, it is misery, it is grief. Whenever we face this in our life, then we become introvert, we become the seekers. And then what we seek something, some way to get out of that misery. And in that search, we stumble upon knowledge of our own nature. Gradually, methodically, systematically, we traverse this path of knowledge. And that is the actual goal of life, getting knowledge, not happiness. Because once we get happiness, especially worldly happiness, then our search will stop, our seeking will stop. The people are generally seen when they are happy in their life. They don't care about knowing their real nature, knowing about life, about karma, about cause and effect, about what will happen after death, about birth, about death. All these fundamental questions of our life will be ignored by such people who are enjoying happiness, or who are enjoying the pleasures of life, pleasures of this world. But we see that when we are in grief, we are searching for the ultimate truth. We are searching to get the way out. And this is a peculiar situation that Arjuna started. Though he was a very great warrior, though he was a great accomplished archer, though he was a very successful person in his life, successful in the sense he had won a lot of battles before also. It is not that he was facing the battle first time. It is not that he was facing the great Bhishmacharya like persons first time. In previous battles also, small though comparatively, he had defeated them. But this time, this battle was going to be decisive. This battle was going to be do or die situation. So when Arjuna was facing this situation, he was perplexed, he was confused, he was miserable, because those people were standing in front of him, those who were his teachers, who were his elders, those who taught him the life lessons, those who taught him how to lead life, what is morality, what is archery, what are the skills of the battle. They were the people who taught him, who held his hand while in his childhood, and they took him by the hand, and they helped him to walk, they helped him to run, they helped him to fight the battles. So these were those people who were standing today in front of him. And now what he will have to decide, whether to die himself or kill them. These were the only two outcomes that were supposed to be. There was no other outcome possible. This was the decisive war, Kurukshetra war, wherein the decision, the outcome, the result had to be decided. Who will win and who will take the kingdom? Because the kingdom, which rightfully belonged to Pandavas, was snatched away, overpowered by Kauravas. So now this was the time, after a lot of trying, lot of attempts to resolve this conflict through different peaceful means. They were unable to do it. They were unsuccessful in doing that. So they had finally met on this battlefield. And now Arjuna was facing that those people, see, whom I'm regarding all these Bhishmacharya, Dronacharya, and many others. I regard them as my most venerable teachers. And now they are going to test all those skills that they taught me. I will have to test all those skills on them. All my valor, all my power, all my strength, I will have to test on them. This is really the greatest predicament, the greatest terrible situation that a person can face. Though Arjuna was not new to this kind of situations. His previous life was also not less tumultuous. He had faced a lot of terrible situations. He had to be in exile for 14 years. And he had to hid himself. The Pandavas, all of them, they had to hid themselves from one place to another. They had to run for life. So many horrible situations they had faced. So Arjuna is not something who is a newcomer in this kind of surrounding. But though this is a kind of a special situation, it has added so many other problems into the previous experiences. So now, what are those problems? These problems that he is going to face, facing the very problem of taking this decision, problem of intent. You know, the thing is, human beings are allowed to decide for the course of their life. The human beings have this freedom that they can decide what they can do and what they cannot, what they should do and what they should not. This power of doing karma, this karma yoni, it is not bhoga yoni. It is called karma yoni. Manushya yoni is called karma yoni. And other yonis, whether they are the nether worlds or they are the higher worlds, whether they are the lower life forms like animals and plants and germs and whatnot, and whether they are the higher life forms like deities, devas, who live in, or pitaras, pitralokas or swargaloka. So all those lokas are called as bhoga yonis. All these life forms which we find, animal, plants, they are bhoga yonis. They are not allowed, they are not designed to do a new karma. They are just experiencing, they are just spending the previous lot of karma that they are having, their previous baggage. They are just carrying. So only with the difference, the human beings are having this power to decide for themselves the course of their life. And thereupon, they can build their life, they can build their character, they can build their success, or they can destroy their life in failure as per the choices they've made. So every one of us are having this choice, whether to do something or not. This is a choice given to us. So this choice was given to Arjuna also. Arjuna also has this choice. And probably with this anticipation that he was facing this problem of choice, problem of intent, what he is going to decide now, what he has to do. This problem he was facing probably for a long time before also. But it kind of culminated, it built up into this disaster at the very peak hour, at the very prime hour of his battle. And how we can surmise upon that is that when he chose Sri Krishna as his companion, as his charioteer, when both Duryodhana and Arjuna went to Sri Krishna for asking his help, then Duryodhana chose his army. Duryodhana chose his troops as a help, as a great help for fighting. He thought what Sri Krishna will do, because his condition was that either you will take me or my army. So then Duryodhana, see, these are the wonderful things we can learn there from there. So what is this? That Duryodhana took the army. He told what is the use of Shri Krishna? He's of no use. He will just sermonize, but I don't want sermons. I am the person who gives sermons to others. So this is Duryodhana's attitude. But Arjuna did not want his army. Arjuna wanted only Shri Krishna. So he told, I want only you as my charioteer. So he accepted. And he is his friend, philosopher and guide. And such a person is his charioteer. And now, as if he knew that I will lead such a person in this battle, I don't want armies to fight with me, because I'm capable. I'm capable of eradicating thousands and lakhs of armies. I have got so many skills. I have got so many weapons, deadly weapons with me. But my problem is, my main predicament is the problem of choice, problem of intent, whether I should do it or not. This is my problem. If I have to do it, I will do it very well. I have done very well previously also. But if I have not to do it, then what to do? Because I am in the battlefield now. So what to do? There is only one option that came in front of it. That let me renounce this world. Let me go into the forest, because that is the only option I see. I cannot bear to see my my great grandfather, great grandfather, and my acharya killed by me, or so many other respected people, elders, and so many loved ones are there. So many relations are there. So see, this choice, human beings are always, why this Bhagavad Gita is more relevant to human beings. So far, human beings will live on this planet. Bhagavad Gita will always remain relevant to them. This is the great relevance of this scripture, because this wherever the problem of choice comes, Bhagavad Gita comes to your help. What should I choose? I have dilemma. I have two choices. I have one Shreya, one prayer. Which one should I choose? The same problem which is discussed in Kathopanishad also. So whenever this problem will be faced by human beings, Bhagavad Gita will come to their rescue. And now the same thing is happening in case of Arjuna. Bhagavad Gita, we are discussing this. Arjuna is facing the same situation. What I should do? Whether I should renounce this world or whether I should fight? Whether I should kill my beloved people? So he has given up. See, now what happens is, if you are whatever your strength may be, but if you are not convinced about doing something, so then what happens? Or if there are people judging you, whom you respect, whom you adore, whom you worship, those people are going to see you. Just like I once recently I gave this example that when we have this Teachers' Day in our schools. So in our days, in our time in schools, what they used to do is, teachers used to sit in the students' benches, and Teachers' Day, students will be allotted. They will be asked to conduct the classes. Now what will happen? Students are never experienced to conduct these classes, and so many their friends are laughing at them. They are watching them, and their teacher is the very respected teacher whom they like. He or she is sitting in front of them, watching how they teach. So now, I'm just, it is a very very ordinary example I'm giving, a very commonplace example, but we can relate how situations can put a pressure on some person's mind and make him really quiver. So this Arjuna also, see, those people who taught him how to fight, who taught him the life lessons, they are going to stand in front of him, and they are going to fight against him. Whatever was their problem, whatever was their limitation, why they chose that side, that is their personal choice, that is their personal limitation, or their personal freedom. They can choose. They are free to choose whichever side, Pandava side or Kaurava side. They chose Kaurava side. But nonetheless, they were venerable. They were respected. And when such a respected person, I have to show my skills on them. I have to show my all the mantras, the power of weapons and everything. I have to use on them. So this is really a very, very peculiar situation that Arjuna was facing, and he did not want to face it, because who will want to face it? So he was naturally, he was in the nervous state, and that's why he sat down, through his all his weapons and all his bow and arrow fell down, and he was in grief. And there the his friend and his philosopher guide is Shri Krishna came to his help. And this is also a great fortune also, and great goodness of Arjuna to choose Sri Krishna as his companion. Because then at that time, if he would have chosen somebody else, probably he would never come out of that grief. But because he chose wisely his companion, so he, in that situation, Sri Krishna could bring him out through giving him various advices. And now we will just take because our today's session is going to be this, our topic is only introduction to Bhagavad Gita. So we will just see what is the situation in which this whole scripture was designed. It came out. It was told. So this is the total situation in which this Bhagavad Gita has begun. And then Sri Krishna is telling Arjuna about how to direct his intent, how to clarify his intent. The whole thing initially begins with clarifying to Arjuna that, hey Arjuna, first, now to take him out of this grief, what is the first solution? The first solution is to remind him of his greatness. So what is that? Klaibyam masma gamah partha naitatvai upapadyate kshudram hridaya daurbalyam tyaktva parantava. This is the first injection that Bhagavan had to give him, because unless he's reminded that, oh Arjuna, remember yourself, remember your great good deeds, remember your past. See, you have been such a good man, you have been such a pious man, you have been such a righteous person, you have been such a truthful person. Arjuna was such an obedient brother of his elder brothers and his mother. Arjuna was used to obey. He was such an obedient that when his mother told that whatever you have brought today, share it with your brothers. So that his wife he had won in that Swamvara, that also he, without having any blink of an eye, he shared his. They all shared his wife Draupadi, and then Arjuna had never had any qualms about it, because it was mother's adesha, it was mother's decision, mother's command. So this was his nature. Arjuna is such a selfless person. He has never tried to acquire everything for himself. He has never quarreled with his brothers, his blood brothers, that no, I want more. This kind of tendency is not there in him. He's such a selfless person. He's such a obedient, truthful. He's so truthful. He's so obedient that when there is duty going on, there is a game of dice going on, and so many atrocities are happening upon them. So many we see so many atyacharas happening upon them in that court. So we see all these Pandavas remain quiet, because their Dharmaraj says that we have lost this game of dice, so we are not supposed to retaliate. So please keep quiet. So there is nature, there is self-control. They have all practiced this. They are not people who are wild, who are out of control, who will behave as they wish. Like, they are not like Duryodhanas and Dushasanas and all those Kauravas. They were behaving so immorally, they were behaving so unethically all their life. What Duryodhana says, Janami aham nachame pravritti, Janami dharmam nachame pravritti, Janami adharmam nachame nivritti. So I know, Duryodhana says, I know what is dharma, but I am unable to practice it. And I know what is adharma, but I am unable to renounce it. I am unable to give up my bad habits. I am unable to follow some good things, good life. So this is the person that Duryodhana was. And on the contrary, what was Arjuna? Such a great man that Bhagavan in the Vibhuti Yogi will say, Pandavanam Dhananjaya. So who am I in Pandava? Among the Pandavas, I am Arjuna. I am the Dhananjaya. So this is the greatness of Arjuna, and he has forgotten that greatness. He has become a nobody suddenly. Suddenly he became like a worm, like a vegetable, and he fell down in this chariot. And now Bhagavan is telling him, Arjuna, what happened? What happened to you? Hey Partha, this does not befit you. This does not become you. So he is telling him, he is reminding him, whatever behavior you are doing here is not in tandem with your character. It doesn't go well with your life. It doesn't go with your history. It doesn't go well with your previous life, with your achievements, with your successes. And that's what Sri Krishna first reminds him, that this doesn't befit you. Stand up. So that same thing Swamiji said. Stand up, be bold, be strong. So this is also the same language Swamiji uses to us. We also are Arjunas of the modern times. And we also face these same situations. We also become nervous when we have to fight. Now, why we have to fight our own people? Because, see, we cannot fight somebody who is standing there remote, who is far away somewhere. See, a person staying in India will not need to fight somebody in Canada or somebody on the North Pole. So we will always have, our fights will always be with our own people who are surrounding, who are living around us. So naturally, you will have dilemmas. Naturally, you will have the difficulty of making choices, the making of intent. So because if you are an animal, then there is no difficulty. See, we see animals fighting. They don't even remember who is their brother, who is their mother, who is their father. See, a dog doesn't remember. After some time, you will see till the time they are puppies, the puppies will be very much dependent, attached to their mother. But the moment they become independent, the moment their dependence on milk, mother's milk is over, then all these wild animals and other animals also, they become equally ferocious to their own mother and father and brothers also. So they won't know. Afterwards, they forget. See, I have seen it myself, that when I was in Mayavati, I used to observe some animals, wild animals in our Advaita Ashrama. So we used to see it, and really it used to surprise us that how animals did forget. They forget that this person is born with me. The puppies who are born together, they won't remember. They will fight for each other's life. So this is the animal tendency. This is the instinct. Animals are having survival instinct. They don't care to protect their people. They won't think while doing the action. They won't think about society, about their larger good. What they will think is, at this moment, I need to get my bread. So for this one bread, I am ready to tear my brother into pieces. So this is the animal instinct. And what is that animal instinct? It is compulsive. See, animals are compulsive. They don't see, if the animal is eating something and if you disturb him, he will attack you, because they are doing it compulsively. Even if they know you well, even if you are their protector, but they won't, at that particular time, they will attack you because of that instinct. And that is why, so see, that instinctive action doesn't produce any result. Whatever you do instinctively, it won't produce any good or bad result. So suppose we do so many things instinctively. So just like suppose somebody is sitting, they will move their legs while sitting in the chair. Many people have this habit of moving their limbs, hands or legs, and listening to something or thinking something. They move their legs. Now they are doing this action, but which doesn't produce any good or bad result, probably. So, but what is the intent? Intent is something which is going to give you a choice, because with freedom, now the animal has no freedom to choose whether I should tear my brother into pieces or not, because he has to take care of his own survival. A tiger has to take care of his own survival. He cannot think of the deer. He cannot think of the calf, that whether I should leave him alone. No, I have to kill him because I have to survive. So this is the no confusion in instinct, but intent. When it comes to intent, which is a characteristic of human beings, there comes a choice, there comes a free will, there comes a freedom. Now I have the freedom to choose whether I should do it or not. Then that means what? I have to take the responsibility. Now the problem comes with responsibility. The enlightened person like Arjuna, he knew that this is a very complex karma that I am going to do. He probably got confused that what terrible results I will have to accrue, because I'm going to kill my own great-great-grandfather and my own acharya and my own relatives and friends and brothers and whatnot. So what a terrible karma I'm going to do, and what effect it is going to cause. So this horrible thing, which was never before heard of. So this is the thing that I'm going to commit, and whether to commit it, whether it is necessary really. to commit them? What is such a urgency? What is such a inevitability of this situation that no, you cannot avoid, you have to kill them? Is it? No, I am surviving without killing them. I don't survive on their flesh. I'm not an animal. So why should I kill them? So this is the problem of our life. Whenever we are facing some situations in our life, many times we are not convinced whether to do those things or not. What effect I will have to face? What results of this karma I will have to face? What will come? Bad karma, good karma. We are all taught all these things, and that's why this on the back of our mind always this calculation is remains that okay, if I do this, whether it will give me benefit. So that's why investment, whenever business people they want to invest in something, they know whether something what type of investment will give profit, what type of investment will give loss. So they will invest only those shares where there is a profit. They won't invest in some company which is going to be bankrupt. So this is the logical thinking we all do. So same thing, Arjuna is also thinking, why should I invest my entire life into doing something which is going to be end up in bankruptcy? I don't know whether, see, even if I live, I will have to live without my people. All these people will be gone if I live. If I survive and win, that means I have killed them all. That means what? I will have to remain, live a desolate life. I will have to be alone, practically. Though Pandavas will be there, but most of my beloved people will not be there, living. And I will have this guilt all the while enjoying the kingdom, which I will get probably. I will always have this guilt. Oh, I killed my own great-great-grandfather and Acharya and so on and so forth. So this is one problem. Apart from that, if I die, then anyway, if I am going to die, if I am going to lose, then why to fight with them and kill them and lose? Better to go to the forest. Better to be a mendicant. So it will give some punya also. It will do. They will also be happy. I will also be happy. Anyway, if I have to die, anyway, if I have to lose them, better I lose them in a good way. Better I go to the forest and lose them. So these are the so many thoughts are coming to Arjuna's mind, and this is the very really, and this is a genuine situation. Arjuna is not some kind of a fool that Sri Krishna is telling, Mare, what is this foolishness? No, these are the very genuine problems of enlightened people. Enlightened in not Buddha sense, enlightened not that kind of spiritual knowledge sense. Enlightened in a sense, those who have all the scriptural knowledge, those who have good sanskaras, those who know what is good and bad, those who know their karma and their effects, all these things, those who know, for them, many times while facing life, they have to jump into these dilemmas themselves, because life won't keep you free. The life won't leave you alone. It will always throw at you a lot of challenges, and facing these challenges is the best thing, because through these challenges, through these miserable situations, what you achieve is you achieve knowledge, and achieving knowledge is the goal. Now you may survive or not, you may succeed or not facing those situations, but that is not important. What is the goal of life? Goal of life is knowledge. So this Arjuna ultimately, because Arjuna faced this situation, faced this grief, that's why he got this knowledge. Bhagavan imparted that knowledge unto him. If he had run away into the forest, dropping all his weapons, then there was no chance of getting knowledge. He would have all the while he would have lived a very miserable and very frustrated life, because his nature is Kshatriya. His Swadharma is to fight. Now, better to fight to protect the law of the land. See, what is the law of the land? That you should not grab anybody's property. You should not do any attack. You should not violate anybody's human rights. So these are the laws of the land. So those same laws were existing then also. So when those laws were broken by Kauravas, somebody needs to restore those laws. Somebody needs to bring back that equilibrium in the society. Otherwise, society won't survive, society won't progress. So this is the re-establishment of the law, re-establishment of the dharma, the basic principles of humanity, on which humanity survives, on which humanity thrives, on which humanity progresses. So unless these basic principles are not taken care of, the whole world will be going into bits and pieces. The whole world will go into shackles, because then everybody will tear apart every other person. So if there is an unlawful situation everywhere, then there will be destruction. Humanity will be destroyed. So Bhagavan comes again and again. He takes avatar. Whenever adharma like this, unlawfulness increases, then he comes and re-establish this lawfulness. By whom he will take as a help, whom he will make as his instruments, that those people whose swadharma is this. Swadharma in working for the Lord, working for restoration of this dharma, of this law, for the sake of the Lord. Now, there will be people who may not choose to take it as the Lord's work. They will choose it as because they like it. So Arjuna now again will see, we'll go through some points that Arjuna faces this option. Bhagavan tells him, see Arjuna, you have these choices. First, what if you choose to say, suppose if you say, suppose you are not rather than killing your guru and pitamaha, if you think that you will become a mendicant, then what will happen? Your intent will go wrong. You will do meditation on Kauravas only. You will do meditation on whatever atrocities they did on you. That only you will keep on meditating upon. You will never meditate on your own self. So what will happen? Because you escaped from this situation, which you were supposed to face, now you are sitting under a tree and meditating, fighting inside. So Sri Krishna is telling, rather than doing this hypocritical, being a hypocrite, you better fight outside. You better do finish your work, finish your kartavya, duty, swadharma, because you are a kshatriya, you are a dutiful kshatriya, you are obedient, truthful, pious, righteous person. So better to function in that same mode and carry out this righteousness. In establishing this righteousness, prove your kshatriya qualities, prove your swadharma by killing all of them. Fight and kill all of them, because that is your swadharma. That is nothing wrong. Your intent should be put into right perspective. What is that intent? Okay, if you don't want to be a mendicant and you want to be the kshatriya, swadharma, yes, there are some kshatriyas who will be ready to fight the war, whatever comes. They are ready to give up their life. We see that so many people, they are ready to give up their life for their nation, for their country. There are soldiers. See, soldiers, they give up their life. They kill so many soldiers of the opposite country, the enemy country, but they are never considered sinners. Nobody ever in the history of humanity, nobody has ever called a soldier who has died or who has killed his enemies in the war, who never has been he called a sinner. He, in fact, his countrymen are giving him, facilitating him, felicitating him as a with honor of Shaurya Chakra, Paramvir Chakra, and all, so on and so forth. We see that soldiers are always honored. So the same thing, it's the same act of killing, which otherwise is punished in the courts. If somebody kills somebody for his selfish, for robbing or for some theft, then what is the court will put punishment. The life imprisonment will be given, and that person will be vilified. He will be he'll be thrown out of the society. The society will never be ready to take him back. But if there is another person, say suppose there is another situation wherein a person has killed somebody for the protection of himself, for self-protection, for his own saving himself. So suddenly somebody attacked him on the road, and that person had to, in protection, he had to kill that person. Then what the court says, okay, it is proved that you have done this act only for protecting your life. So you did not intend to kill that person. So we relieve you. We don't put you behind bars. So there is neither honor nor dishonor. For the first person who was murderer, who was a robber, for him there is a dishonor. His intent was wrong. His karma was wrong. It will accrue him bad results, bad karma, bad effects. The cause will turn into bad effect. He will have to suffer misery in future for this bad karma. But this person who did it for the sake of self-protection, then what happens? He will be relieved. He will neither be given prizes and nor he will be put behind bars, because he did it for saving his own life. He has a right. He has a right to protect himself. This right he has practiced. So this court will not blame him. But this person, the third person, is a soldier. Now he has killed multitude of other soldiers, enemy soldiers. Now he's being honored. The very president of the country, the very prime ministers of the country, they all come together and they give medals upon medals. They garland him, people all cheer him. So this kind of celebration goes on when somebody kills other enemy soldiers, multiple of them, or he dies. In both cases, he will be very much honored. So this same. See, what is the act? Act is the same, killing somebody. But what is the intent is very important here. So intent is what? In first case, this was intent was bad. It was a crime. So he was isolated. He was quarantined. Second case, intent was self-protection. So he was released. He was forgiven. The third case, he was honored. So this same thing here, Arjuna also, Sri Krishna is keeping it in front of you. See, Arjuna, decide your intent. I am giving you in front of you this, putting these options in front of you. Don't worry. Don't cry upon these stupid things that, oh, now what will happen? I cannot do this. I cannot kill them. They are Guru na hatva hi mahanubhavan shiro bhaktum bhaikshama piha loke hatvartha kamastu guru ni haiva bhunjiya bhogan rudhira pradigdha. All these things he goes on telling. So what Shri Krishna is telling, you just shut up. You don't tell those things to me. What I tell you, you listen to me. What he wants to listen, what wants him to listen to is the options. I give you options. You choose. You have the freedom. Everybody has a freedom of choice. You have a free will. So free will is a great power. Human beings have this greatest power. Never to be despondent, never to be frustrated, never to be depressive. Why? Because you are free. This will itself is a great power. This gives strength. It gives you choices. You choose it. Why are you? There is no dead end in human life. When it is very surprising that we humans, we having so much knowledge around us, having so many things, read so many things, we sometimes become like that. It is a predicament of human life that the educated people, intellectual people also, they face this frustration, depression, and they have to take antidepressants and so many different treatments. Because why? Because they think that this all the end of choice, my end of free will. No, till you have last breath in your body, till you are a human in human body and human birth, you have this freedom given. So this freedom is given to human being to choose. Till the last moment of your life, you can continue making choices. So even see that so much so that when that Ajamila, he called at last moment of his life, he called his son as Narayana. He had named his son with the name of God, there's Narayana. He called his son because he's dying now. Then the Vaikuntha Dutas came and took him to Vaikuntha. See, these very wonderful things are there in our scriptures and very much suggestions that don't give up. Even the last moment you have the chance. Ajamila, he was a very his life was shattered. He was a very bad man. He had turned his ways. He was previously he was a very good Brahmin, but somehow he has lost his ways, and he had become a very bad man. He had his character was lost and everything. So that we won't go into the details of the story, but what we will learn is that fellow who did not even intend to go to Vaikuntha, his intent was when he kept the name, because he kept the name of God to his son. That's why that very slight salpam apyasya dharmasya trayate mahotobhayat, Bhagavan says to Arjuna. Don't worry, Arjuna. Why are you making so much fuss about this thing? See, little good you do, that will take you beyond his death, samsara. So this is the same with see in Ajamina's story. That what little good he did, just he put the name of Narayana to his son, and through that he went to Vaikuntha. So this same thing we can apply here in Bhagavad Gita, that Sri Krishna is kind of goading, kind of inspiring Arjuna to do good. Yes, Arjuna, don't be that hypocrite. Don't go to the forest and meditate on war and fight only. Rather than that, sitting here fighting with the war, meditate on me. Rather than going there and being a hypocrite and meditating on war and all the time, oh, he did like this to me, he said it like this to me, they did such and such thing to my wife, and so many bad things happen to us. There are so many atrocities, there are so many operations, so many harassments happen. So all this you will keep on brooding over. What will happen if you renounce the world and go to the forest? What will happen? Nothing good will happen. The law of those bad people will continue. They will create havoc in the society. They will continue to reign their terror. But what will happen to you? You will become the greatest hypocrite. You will destroy your life. You will commit a bad karma. So rather than that, what you do? better to do fight. Why? Because you are a Kshatriya. So identify your Swadharma. What is your Swadharma? So there are guna karmas that I will explain to you. I will explain to you what are your gunas, what are karmas, how prakriti janya gunas are there, how people behave according to their prakriti, what are the different types of prakriti, what are the different things that decide, that manipulate, that design the prakriti, how you can change your own character, prakriti, or nature, or dharma. So evolution, how you can evolve, basically, how you can give up the bondage of these three gunas. This is prakriti, it's a gunatmika, it is the guna karma. So which guna you are having the nature of, if you are a sattvic person, is bound to behave a sattvic way. Rajasic person bound to behave in a rajasic way. Tamasic person is bound to behave in a tamasic way. So they are compulsively behaving like that. So what Sri Krishna is telling Arjuna, Arjuna, Traigunya Vishaya Vida, Nistraigunya Bhava Arjuna. He's telling, see, these Vedas, Karma Kandas, this going to heaven, going to the different bhogas, having all these things is what? Only dealing with gunas. And they will make you compulsive. They will make you instinctive. Impulsive means you won't have free will. You will have control over yourself. But if you go become Nistraigunya, what will happen? You will have full control over your life. You will be able to navigate your life as per your wish, as per your own goal. Whatever goal you decide, that way you can navigate your life. So this is a great message of freedom. Bhagavad Gita is a message of freedom, actually. The freedom that we already have, all of us have, this free will, this deciding our own fate, this freedom, deciding our own destiny. You are the creators of your own destiny, Swami says. This freedom we lose. We somehow get into this cycle. We become so cyclical in our life. We become everything we do in a cycle, getting up, eating, taking bath, then going to college or school or our different these things, professions, and then coming back to home and then going to sleep. This whole life becomes a kind of instinctive life. It becomes a kind of a cyclical, compulsive life. Nobody has control. If tomorrow he has to decide otherwise, he cannot decide because he's bound to so many things. He cannot decide otherwise. He cannot take decisions. He cannot have a free will of his own because we have forgotten to utilize this free will, this power. This Arjuna had forgotten that he had all the power, he had all the knowledge inside him. But what happened at that battlefield? He forgot everything and he sat down. So this Sri Krishna, his guru, his friend, what he did, he just removed that sheet. He removed that covering that had come, that cloud that had come on Arjuna's mind. And what he told, you go Arjuna beyond these three gunas. You do your swadharma, you do your duty, and do your this thing. So okay, now if you are feeling okay, if I do my duty, then what will happen? I will have to go into this cycle again. Then if I kill them because of my swadharma, it is my duty. So if I kill them, I will have to hatova prapsasi swargam. Jitvama bhoksase mahim. So this is the result you will get. If you do your duty of a Kshatriya, what will happen? If you die, you will go to heaven. And if you win, then you will enjoy the kingdom. So that means he will be bound again. He will have to enjoy the fruits of his karma. But what if, say, suppose he's fed up because he knows that these situations are coming now and again. They are coming and they are tormenting me. Then what is the way out? I want to get out of this situation because heavens are also Kshine punyam marte lokam vishanti. You will now send me to heaven if I do my duty as a Kshatriya, kill all of them. Then, or if I die, I will go to heaven and again I will have to come back. Kshine punyam marte lokam. So whatever punya I accrue by doing this dutifully, killing those people and establishing the dharma, what will happen? I will have to come back. So again, after coming back, again I will be tormented. Again, I will have to face the same torments of life and again the same difficult situations. So again, this cycle, samsara, will go on and on. How to get out of this? So Shri Krishna gives him the third option. Yes, don't worry. I have all the options for you to choose. There is a free will. Exercise your free will. Exercise your freedom. Exercise your this strength and power to choose for yourself. What is that? So be my servant. Be my servant. Just don't fight for your winning or losing or heaven or hell. What you fight for me. Be my devotee and surrender all the fruits of your karma to me. Just don't bother about fruits, because you see, I have given, the human beings have freedom to choose what to do. But you see, after you do something, the fruit will depend on so many other factors. If I do something, say suppose the result of my doing something is suppose it is going to be the result will be rain. Suppose just I am giving a random example which came to my mind now. So if whatever good act I am going to get, so the result of that is going to be a falling of rain. So, but now you see, when that rain will fall, where it will fall, all those, there are so many complex factors that are going to be useful in making the rain possible. So nobody can really claim the result. I can do some that good act, which is probably which is decided, which the scriptures say that if you do such and such yajna or yaga, the rain may come. But you cannot control it. You cannot possess it, the result, because it depends on so many other factors. So what is that? So many adhishthanam tatha karta, karanam cha pratakvidam, vividhascha pratak cheshta, daivam cha ivatar pancham. So there are so many things that will affect this flow of this river of karma. So now what you can do is take the dip into that river at this point, but you cannot decide that what will happen when this river goes further, where it will turn, what will happen, where it will go, where it will supply water. This thing is not in your hand. This is entirely depending upon so many complex factors. So just don't bother about it. That whether by doing such and such things here, whether I will accrue this result there. So don't bother. Give that whole botheration, give that whole all this headache to me. Surrender to me. And you outsource this whole headache, outsource this whole confusion, outsource this whole problem of expecting the result to me. So what will happen? Then you will be at peace. Because you have already achieved. See, peace that you will get after achieving that result, you will at this very moment it will be yours. If you leave all this situation to me, if you leave all this karma and its results to me, you just offer it to me. That is the path, and through that, what will happen? By doing this, your shackles of your karma will be loosened. The bondage of your karma, the baggage that you are carrying on your back, it will be slowly reduced. And one day you will be liberated of this terrible bondage of karma, terrible baggage, terrible load of karma that you are carrying. So this whole load will be eradicated, completely destroyed by my grace. Finally, I will be rescuing you. Finally, I will be blessing you. I will be gracious to you to relieve you entirely, to cut your bondages of remaining karma also. So what you do is to relinquish all these bondages. What you do? Practice whatever you are doing for me. Do it for me. Then the question comes, then who are you? Then Arjuna, so why are you asking this? That you do, you are just another human being. Why are you claiming yourself? Then you see, then he had to say, no. What he said, Vivaswan. I gave this yoga to Vivaswan. Vivaswan manave prav. Manu ikshvakave bravi. Evam parampara praptam imam rajarshaya vidhu sakalena mahata yogo nashta parantapa. So this I have given. So when he tells that I have given this yoga, this great yoga of surrendering all the fruits and just meditating on God and doing your duty, so that you will be liberated. This yoga, this buddhi yoga, keeping your buddhi on your ideal God or your reality, and doing physically and mentally doing the karma. The buddhi is all the time focused. The light of intellect is all the time looking at Atman. But the indriyas are working according to their own nature. So guna guneshu artante iti matva na sajjate. So let indriyas, let gunas take care of indriyas and let them do their own work. You don't bother. You take your buddhi, you totally focus on me. The antenna of your buddhi should be pointing towards me. So this is the buddhi yoga. This buddhi yoga I had given to Vivaswan. That's why this whole nature, this whole prakriti, this whole human beings have been successfully ruling this earth. They are prosperous on this planet because they were all following this. All that Vivaswan, Manu, Ikshvaku, all those generations of them, they were enlightened by this knowledge. That's why they were behaving in a samatva yoga. They were not looking at misery or happiness both in a dualistic way, that I want happiness, I don't want misery. No, they were equanimous. They were looking at happiness also and misery also as just outcomes of these gunas. So let us not bother about these gunas. Let them break their own heads. Gunas, they will break their each other's heads. We won't get involved into it. So that is the attitude, and this I have given. So when the Arjuna is telling, but how it is that you are standing in front of me, and how you are telling that you have given this yoga to Vivaswan. See, Arjuna, because all the time he's living with Shri Krishna, he's playing with him, he's roaming with him, he's talking all the time, hours and days and years he has spent with him. So what happens is you don't we tend to forget the divinity of great people. You see, those when we stay with great people, we don't we just generally tend to disrespect them, because it is a tendency of human mind to disrespect those people whom we stay with all the time. So that he's just 24 hours I spend with him, so the tendency ati parichayat avagya, that is, there is a Sanskrit saying, whenever we get too much close to someone, we tend to disrespect them, and that is why there are problems in relationships also. Why relationships are shattered, why there are breakups and there are problems in relationships, is because you lose that respect. If you love, there is a bhakti, our Narada Bhakti Sutra says that love must go with respect. The bhakti for God must go with respect for God also. If there is no respect for God and you claim that I love God, then it cannot be. So this love and respect, they go together. So this, what happened? Arjuna mistakenly he disrespected Bhagavan. He told, how you are standing here and you are telling you gave this yoga to Vivaswan. How it is possible? Then Bhagavan had to tell him, no, it is not. Aparam bhavato janma, param bhavata Vivaswata, katham etad vijaniyam pramado proktavan iti. Then Bhagavan said, bahuni me vyatitani janmani tava charjuna, tanyam veda sarvani natvam veta parantapa. So though I know all of them, whatever janmas I took, whenever I took, I remember everything. This memory is awakened in me, but it is not awakened in you. So you don't know them. Then he's Ajopi san, Navya Atma, Bhutanam, Ishwaropi san, Prakrutim Swam Adhisthaya, Sambhavami Atma Maya. So all these things now what happens when the third option has to be kept before Arjuna, that option of surrendering all your fruits of action to the God, then who is that God? He has to narrate the nature of God. Now then further adhyayas, in different shlokas, they will narrate what God is, what I am. I am that God, and what is my nature. What are my details? What are the things through which I can explain myself to you? So these are the things which are dealt with in further adhyayas in different sections. And Arjuna is time and again reminded of the divinity of Shri Krishna. Ultimately in that Virata Rup, in that Vishwa Rupa Darshan Yoga, he shows him the Virat Rup. And then he understands, Arjuna is finally understood everything. And then his bhakti Bhakti Yoga begins from 12th chapter. That now there is no doubt. He has seen everything, the terrible form of the God himself. And with eating and all those lokas, all those the things are passing in his mouth. And there are so many these warriors whom Arjuna is so much afraid to kill them. He thinks that he will kill them. They are already they are hanging inside the teeth, inside the jaws of God. Then the vision was shown to Arjuna in the Vishwarup Darshan. When he saw it, then there is nothing ahankara will be left in him. That, oh no, I am going to kill him. No, that's not possible now. After getting that vision, so that's humility comes, surrender comes, the real surrender. Then he prays, oh God, please come back into your simple form. I cannot tolerate it. See, Arjuna-like person cannot tolerate that Vishwarup darshan of God, the divine form of great God. So this is the whole progress of this whole this thing goes. And when the Arjuna ultimately understands that what God is, then he surrenders, and ultimately then we see that in between Bhagavan tells him what are the qualities of Sura, Asura, all these qualities he narrates. So see, the Bhagavad Gita gives the knowledge of the ultimate also. God is explaining himself. He's disclosing himself, kind of, so to speak, naked. He's coming naked in front of Arjuna, see me entirety. And on the other side, what he is telling, the very simple things of life, characteristics of devas, characteristics of asuras, what is the sattvic food, what is tamasic food, what is the sattvic yajna, what is sattvic tapas, what is sattvic dana. All these things, little day-to-day life things Bhagavan is telling. So this whole package we get in Bhagavad Gita, package of life, package of dharma. The whole dharma from the point of its idea, the dharma from the point of its philosophy, from the point of its very foundation, which is philosophical foundation, which is truth, which is the ultimate truth. Now from that it begins second adhyaya, Sankhya Yoga. It begins that this whole thing that nobody is will die, nobody is born, and all these things, the detailing of this thing. Ashuchananva shuchastam pragyavadanshya bhashase gatasu nagatasunshya nanu shochanti pandita natvevaham jatunasam natvam neme janadhipaha nachaiva na bhavishyama sarve vayam atah param. So all these things Shri Krishna is telling Arjuna that, see, why are you thinking that you are killing them or this thing? They are already, everybody who is born will die. And everybody who dies, he will have to born again. So this cycle goes on. So you don't think that somebody is getting killed. So this is the one who thinks that I am killing somebody and the one who thinks that I am being killed by somebody, both are ignorant people. That is what Bhagavan says to Arjuna. So what is the crux of this thing? That the nature will progress according to its gunas. But what is the divinity of human being is that that divinity is the choice that is given. Then the choice that you make, it depends whether you will progress to the divine life, progress to divine knowledge, or you will digress to animal life, and you will digress to instinctive life. Whether your instinct will progress to intent and intent will progress to intuition, or whether your intent will rather than going to intuition, it will fall back to go back to instinct. Well, this will be decided by your free will, what you choose, not what you are thinking about the result, what you do by thinking upon the results. No, then you will be entangled. But if you don't think about the results and you do good, if you do with devotion to God, then what will happen? The intent will be converted into intuition. Gradually, your intellect will be refined, your buddhi will be refined, and buddhi yoga will be dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upayanti te. Bhagavan says in the later chapters that I give this buddhi over to them. Those people who always sing my kirtana, who always talk about me, they who always do my service, they always think about me. They have nothing apart from me. What I do, I bless them with this buddhi yoga. And then what it happens? So what happens? This is a handle, this is an instrument, this is an address I give them, this buddhi yoga. With that address, they come to me with the help of that address. So this is the thing that happens. This is the whole procedure. This Bhagavan enumerates, Bhagavan gives in detail. So I think 1 hour is over now. I don't know whether I have time left, but I would have loved to tell so many other things also. If time permits and if we have some listings, we can continue.
Maharaj, we can continue for like few minutes and then we can take questions.
Okay. So if we see now what kind of actions are there, you see, so we'll categorize the actions. What actions are now possible for Arjuna to commit it. So this one category is selfish action. No, I will fight for my own kingdom. I will fight for my own pleasures. I don't care about anybody else. I am ready to kill any number of people. I don't care. I want my pleasure. I want my happiness. So this is the selfish action. So this is one type of action, which is totally self-centered. What they do is, those who cook for themselves, they eat papa and they pachanti atma karanat. So those who only cook for themselves means what it does. It doesn't literally mean that if somebody is living alone and he is cooking for himself, doesn't mean that he is doing a sin. That is a survival. That is necessity. What here Bhagavan means is that if somebody is doing all this karma only for himself, he doesn't care about anybody, neither his family, friends, relations, society, nation, globe, nothing apart. He cares. Environment. Let the environment be gone to dogs. But I will pollute this environment. Wherever I go, I will pollute. I will throw plastic. I will throw carbon, have carbon emissions. I will have so many different ways of polluting this environment because I don't care. I am just the person who wants to enjoy, who wants to grab everything for himself. So this is the attitude of first person. And then next is what? there is another person. No, he is a give and take. So what he says, okay, I will give you something, you give me back. So that is a normal transaction. So one first is a selfish action, another one, next one is a transaction. We can say transaction always give and take. You go to bank, you pay something, and then you get some interest. Then there is third one is a charitable action. So what is that? You do something good to others, but it is not completely charitable. Means why charitable? Because many a times our charity is with a expectation of earning punya. Is that why we do charity? Is because I will get a heaven, or I will get my family's good name, or my good name, or something. Though that action is not harmful or anything, in fact, it is doing good to others, but the subtle desire behind is what? Let there be my name. There should be the big boards written in my name that I have done this good work. So this is the third time. Though it is better than previous two, though it is better. Previous two, what happens? First person is only selfish, grabbing everything for himself. Second person is transacting. He is neither helping others nor doing some thinking about his heaven or punya or something. He is just doing present in a present tense, give and take. Now this third person is doing charity, but his wish inside is, his desire inside is to accrue some punya so that he won't go to heaven, or his generations together, his family's name will be spread. The fourth one is what? The fourth one is completely the person who does selflessly does, who doesn't care anything about his own name and fame, who doesn't care about any heaven. He just he's just doing good to others just because it is his nature to do good. So punya piyusha purnaha, that Swamiji quotes this in his letter, Bharata's Niti Shataka. So these people, they are they by their nature they are doing good to others. So Swamiji is quoting in his letter, and he's telling, see, we have to follow this sloka of Bharata. We have to become like this, punya piyusha purna. Just like they are just spreading goodness. They are just doing good to others. They just don't calculate what will happen, whether I will good punya, whether I will get heaven. No, they just do out of their own swabhav. So this is the nature of those people. But what is the remaining type? There is another type. Te kena jani mai, Bhartrihari says. Ye tu granti nirarthakam parahitam. Te kena jani mai. There are some very wild people. They very monsters. They just don't care. They just destroy others, harm others for no reason. They have absolutely no reason to do that, but they do. So Bhartrihari says, "Te kena jani mai." I am unable to put them in any category. So you see, this Kurukshetra war is the exhibiting, the exemplifying of all these type of karmas. So everyone is participating in all these categories. Somebody is doing it as give and take. Somebody has got an agreement with Duryodhana or the Kauravas that, okay, if we fight for you, you will give us this much. Like this give and take is there. Somebody is doing for the sake of some greatness. Karna is fighting for Duryodhana because he's his friend and he has helped him. He had supported him in his bad days. So Karna was a great Danvir. So that his Dani Vritti went into that channel. He could not he could not decipher. He could not separate this. So you see, this is the problem. Deciphering what is dharma, what is adharma is very tough task. Bhagavan says to Arjuna that it is such a difficult thing to decide what is vikarma, what is akarma, and what is karma. So akarmanascha bodhavyam, bodhavyam cha vikarmana. Then karmano yapi bodhavyam, bodhavyam cha vikarmana, akarmanascha bodhavyam gahana karmano gati. So this karmano gati is so gahana, so it is so difficult to understand that even Bhagavan says that even enlightened people, even great people who have learned people, they get confused. What to talk of ordinary people? But very learned, those who have gone through the scriptures, those who have mastered the scriptures, they get this confusion that what is the real karma, what is vikarma, what is akarma, what should be done, what should not be done. And so all this very subtle, there are differences. So that is why, how to then the problem comes from Maharaj. Everything is so subtle and difficult. If learned people cannot understand why, then why should you are troubling us? Why are you telling us to read Gita and follow Gita? Then let us be away from all these things. let us be happy, because if they cannot break their heads, why should we break our heads? So it is not the thing. See, slowly, if you practice, your understanding will grow. By one practice, you grow your strength, you grow your understanding. Dadame buddhi yogam tam. So God will give you buddhi yoga, by which you will reach Him. So there is no reason for despondency. There is no reason for getting depressed about it. Oh no, how can I understand? If the great people cannot understand akarma, vikarma, and karma, then how can I understand? I'm an ordinary person. But that is the crux. That is the beauty. That when you struggle, when you fight the battles of your life, when you choose that free will, when you use your free will to its best extent, then what happens? That free will, that using that free will purify your mind. When your mind will be purified, your inner light will reflect more and more into your intellect, into your mind, into your body, into your understanding, and then slowly you will see more. Just like in a foggy, now the winter is going on. In North India, there will be fog during early morning, or even sometimes during the daytime also, the fog will continue. And there will be, vehicles will be having accidents because they cannot see farther. But when there is a powerful light, if suppose some vehicle has got a very powerful focused light, very like a floodlight type of, then what happens is they can see through that fog also. They can see better than the ordinary vehicles. So just like that, when your divine light will shine and it will focus through that fog of this ignorance, fog of this world, then you will see the things better. Then you will be able to slowly decipher what is akarma, what is vikarma, what is karma, and your every decision at every next step will be a better decision. It will be taking you one step by step to liberation, to removing the shackles of this karma, bondage of this karma, baggage of this karma, load of this karma. So this is the purpose of this Gita. And finally, the final also, the choice is given to Arjuna. There is no force, there is no compulsion. Yathechasi tatha kuru. So Bhagavan is saying, giving the whole freedom to Arjuna. Arjuna, does not mean that you are obliged to obey me. No, don't feel like that. Don't feel that burden. I have told you all these elaborately, these 18 adhyas and so many things I have told you. I encouraged you. I really took all the pain to convert you, so to speak, from that state to state of fighting. But still, I leave the whole choice to you. Why? Because this is the freedom. Swamiji also, when he went to lecture in the West, once suddenly he left the dais and he went back. He cancelled his that talk and he went. Why? Because he told that so much power was coming out of me that I would have made all of those audience my slaves. They would have followed me like dogs. So the Swamiji did not want that. They let them grow their own way. Let them make their own choices. Let them utilize their free will. Otherwise, that will be crushed. The whole law of nature, this dharma, I will be like practicing adharma by crushing their free will. That is why Bhagavan is telling Arjuna that na buddhi vedam janayet ajnanam karma sanginam joshayet sarva karmani yukta samachara. Vidwan yukta samachara. So just like a vidwan, you do karma, lead by example. Don't force anything on others. You lead. You what you do, your karma you have to do. So see, he's saying, I also have to do the karma. I am a person who is beyond this prakriti, but still I do. Why? Chikirshur loka sangraham. Because you see, if I don't do, people will think that, oh, that means doing nothing is the best way. Because yajyad acharati shreshta tatta devetaro jana. So because I am shreshta, people will follow me. And if I stay in doing nothing, if I remain doing nothing, the whole society will become negligent, ignorant, and it will fall to pieces. It will fall into the darkness. So this, to save the society from not going into the darkness, from going to light, is what I am doing this whole thing. Why I am trying to save this situation is because of this. And so you also, I guide you, Arjuna, Joshe Sarvakaram Vidwan Yukta Samachara. So you also, Chikirsu Loka Sangraha. What he said, Saktaha Karmanya Vidwanso Yatha Kurvanti Bharata, Kuryan Vidwans Tatha Saktaha Chikirsu Loka Sangraha. What the very attached, ignorant people, how they jump into the action. They are jumping, they want something, they want to grab. The same way, Anasakta person also should jump. People will not know that he is Anasakta. People get confused. Why he is behaving like this? Why he is so much attached, but inside he is Anasakta. Why he is behaving like that is because then by seeing him throwing himself overboard, throwing himself entirely by kind of making a dive into this quagmire of karma. When he is making a dive, then others also will follow him. That is what Chikishu Loka Sangra. For the love of people, for the love of this, because enlightened, you are enlightened. Now, why should you do karma when you don't want anything? The question comes. Tapasyanji says this in his Bhagavad Gita, that the question will come if the person who wants to give up the fruits of karma, he wants to do everything for God. Why at all he should do karma? Then he says, Tapasyanji is saying that out of love, because when everything belongs to God, Yomam pashyati sarvatra, sarvanchamai pashyati, tasyaham na pranashyami, sachamena pranashyati. Sarvabhuta sthitam yomam bhajati ekatvam astita, sarvatha vartamanopi, yogi mai vartate. So the one who sees everyone in me and me in everyone, so that I am never, I never disappear in front of his eyes, and he also never disappears from my eyes. So they both are become a reality. If you want to see God in everyone, if you serve God in everyone, what happens is the God will never be disappearing from your eyes. He will always be present, and you also will be always present. So such a person who is in God all the time, who is kind of moving with God, who is staying in God, whose very being is in God, he has nothing to do, no fruit to be accrued, no fruit to be wanted. Then what for he is doing karma? For the sake of love of God, the God that he is seeing everywhere. That is what Shiva Jnana Jiva Seva. Sorry. So this is the spirit that Bhagavad Gita leads us to. That you do your work as a service to God, service to divinity. Shiva Jnana Jiva Seva. So this whole thing, our Swamiji's mission, our Swamiji's message, Swamiji's work, everything we see so much aligned with Bhagavad Gita. Saktaha Karmanya Vidvansu. Swamiji looks so attached. Swamiji's whole life looks like he's very much attached to he's having so much desires in his mind, as if he has so many ambitions and so many goals. Every day he's commanding people to do this, do that, writing so many letters, as if he has no rest at all. 10 years of his life he did the work that will go on for thousands of years. 10 years, only 10 years, from the age of 29 to 39, we can say, roughly. So these 10 years were so intense. Swamiji did that people who were watching him might have thought that he's the most attached and most ambitious and worldly person in the world. And many times people mistook him like that. So, but what is inside? Inside he is craving for Nilvikalpa Samadhi all the time. He is craving for God all the time. That's why Raja Maharaj told, when Swamiji was about, he caught the inkling that Swamiji is nowadays, Swamiji is talking only of Thakur. Swamiji is only talking about Ramakrishna. And as soon as he takes the name of Ramakrishna, he is going into bhava and going into deep meditation. Then Raja Maharaj understood, Swami Brahmananji understood, his brother disciple understood that, see, this is the time Thakur had told us, Ramakrishna had told us that when Naren will understand who he is, when he realized he won't live in this body. So Swami Brahmananji got terrified that if he will leave his body like this, if he will not stay in this the realm, then what will happen? So he told his disciples, he told his inmates of the mud, always make him involved into some worldly conversation, means some common conversation, day-to-day conversation. Don't remind him of Thakur. Don't take Sri Ramakrishna's name in front of Swamiji, because if the moment you take Sri Ramakrishna's name, he becomes very much introvert, and suddenly he goes into samadhi or deep meditation, and that means he won't live long. Then that means we will lose him. So better to keep him, to keep his body, we have to not to talk about Sri Ramakrishna, not to talk about of God in front of this godly person. So this is the thing. Saktaha karmanya vidvanso yatha kurvanti Bharata. So Arjuna, you also become like Swami Vivekananda, like he became. See, he did not do anything. He did everything for his guru, for the establishment of dharma. He did not have anything. He did not enjoy a single pleasure in his life. He slept on the floors most of the times. He wandered from place to place. He had to do bhiksha. He all the time preaching about Vedanta, about the message of divinity of man. And what he got? Nothing. People all the time are cursing him. People, this is the beauty. You see how we can take this example of Swamiji's life. This how Bhagavad Gita should be, how this message should be implemented. So Swamiji implemented in his life Bhagavad Gita. He fought because he is of that nature of turning down all those wild things, all those adharmic things. So he went on fought. He went in the West. And he enlightened them. No, if you go to this worldly materialistic way, you will be destroyed. I warn you. Swamiji told on their face that I warn you, you will be destroyed if you don't come to religion. And he came back to Indians, and he warned them also on their face. He warned them, if you don't stick to your own swadharma, if you own your ancient tradition, your grand traditions, if you don't listen to your own rishis, then you will be destroyed. If India will leave religion and spirituality, what will happen? Swamiji says. So, whether that will ever be, Swamiji does not believe in this happening. You see, Swamiji knows that no, it can never happen. India can never, it cannot even dream of leaving religion and spirituality. Religion is the very crux, the very heart and brain of India. So it cannot be renounced. You may renounce anything else, but not religion and spirituality. So this is the message of Gita. Don't renounce religion and spirituality. So by doing that, what Arjuna was about to do was renouncing his religion. By becoming a mendicant and going into the forest, not fighting the war of his righteousness, what he was doing, he was renouncing the religion. It was his religion to fight for righteousness, fight for morality, fight for ethics, fight for establishing dharma and social order and religious order. But what he was doing, his religion, he was leaving and going away. So if he leaves his own religion, then that means it is like transplanting your heart. If you put somebody's heart or somebody's brain in you will not survive. It won't adjust with yourself. We see it around us. So many problems come when there are organ transplants are done. There are so many things. So the crux of the thing, the message is that, see, you cannot live your very religion. You cannot live your swabhava, your swadharma. So what is it that you have to know? What is our duty now? To analyze, to meditate on to analyze and understand our swabhava. And when we meditate on this, when we take the clues from this Bhagavad Gita, the message, when we take clues from Swamiji's ideas and teachings, then what happens? We will know what is my swabhava. And the moment we know, our intent will be clear. Now, I want to fight. I will fight because I have to clear them. I have to remove this, eradicate this, this unrighteousness, this unethicalness and immorality. So this, when you know this, then you will fight with full spirit. And when whatever you do, that intent will not be, the intent will be good and the action will not be affecting that intent. The action of the soldier of killing so many other soldiers of his enemy country did not affect his life. He did not go to hell. He was honored. So like that ultimately we also will be honored in divine, honored by God. God will honor us. Yes. Now you have nicely understood what you are supposed to do. What is your true religion? What is your swabhava? And then by offering your the karmas that you did according to your swabhava, you reach the culmination of the perfection. So this is the 18th chapter says that this shloka, that swakarmana tamabhyarcha siddhim vindati manava. So swakarmana, whatever karma, everybody is stipulated his own karma, that he has to understand. Paradharmo bhayava, swadharme nidhanam shreya. If you die doing this, your own duty, Arjuna, in this battle, don't worry. Swadharme nidhanam shreya. Why? Because swalpam apyasya dharmasya trayate mohetobhaya. So don't worry, this nidhana also will not destroy you. It will trayate mohetobhaya. But if you do paradharma, if you do somebody else's dharma because it is attractive, it is lucrative, it is very shining. So then what will happen? Paradharmo bhayava. Then you will be always terrified because it is not your own standing. It is not your own foundation. If you have to jump from one tree like a monkey from one tree to another, what happens is you are not a monkey. Then you will lose the grip and you will fall down. So just like that. So this Bhagavan is telling, Swakarmana tamabhyarchat siddhim vindati vana. You understand your Swakarma and you full-fledged put all your energies into it. Swami says, take one idea and devote that yourself onto that idea. Dream of it, eat of it. Everything you do with that idea, that means this same thing. Swakarma, this understand what is your idea. This idea, if you understand, if your swabhava, your swadharma, your swakarma, this is your swa idea, if you understand, then you will evolve from instinct to intent and intent to intuition. And intuition will give you knowledge of everything. Intuition means what? Not all-pervading knowledge. It will, all knowledge you will become, all knowing. So this is what the ultimate culmination. So I hope I have not taken too much of your time. And I hope I have whatever way I tried my best to make this subject, which I myself understand very little. So whatever way I try to make you understand, I hope I could convey my ideas, or rather not my ideas, Bhagavad Gita's ideas. These are not my ideas. These are Swamiji's ideas, Bhagavan Shri Krishna's ideas. So these ideas, I hope I could convey them to you. And I hope you could understand them to some extent.
Thank you, Maharaji, for your insightful words. You guided us through the dilemmas faced by Arjuna and the guidance provided by Shri Krishna. Now we would like to take some questions.
Yes.
There is one question from Abhinav Singh. Sri Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita to be free from all desires, asakti. But in today's world, many times the goals and the desires are what motivates us in the fields. So how can we be free from these thoughts?
That is the very thing we discussed. That goals, you see, don't get tempted by the goal, because the goals are going to be depending upon so many factors. You do see, the Swamiji says, take care of the means. The goal will take care of itself. Goal will come by itself. Jana sadhana tana siddhi. This was taught to Swamiji by Pawari Baba, and Swamiji quotes this in Western Work and Secret, the very first page of the Work and Secret lecture. Swamiji is telling this. I learned this lesson from a great man who told me this, or taught me this, that what? Jana sadhana tan siddhi. If you take care of the means, the end will come by itself. The Swamiji says in the same paragraph, the end may be too much alluring, the end may be enchanting, and it may be catching our attention, but don't pay attention. Why? Because the end will come. Don't be so much desperate to it, because you have decided the means. Say suppose you have decided to achieve such and such thing. Say suppose somebody has decided to become a pilot. I'm just giving a very lay example, very common example. Somebody has decided to become a fighter pilot. Now, he knows what has to be done to become a fighter pilot. What is the physical fitness required? What is the mental fitness required? What is the technical expertise required? What are the educational qualifications required? He figure out. Now means are finalized. So, okay, if you have this, make a list of the means. I need to be such and such, having this physical fitness. I need to be having this and such. So all the list you make. Now, when you tick mark the whole list, then you don't worry about becoming a fighter pilot. You will become, because you have taken care of every single aspect that is required to become a fighter pilot. So you just don't have to worry. So why to become nervous about becoming, whether I'll become, whether I'll be able to pilot a fighter aircraft? No, the very by the dent of the fact that you have taken care of all the karmas, all the raw material, that raw material is going to produce this final finished product. It is the very cause and effect theory. Whatever, see, if you are cooking the potato curry, then naturally you will have to have potatoes with you. Now, if you are having tomatoes, or if you are having other some sabji with you, and you want to cook potato curry, that won't happen. So take care of the means. Potatoes you have, then all the other ingredients you arrange, then you properly cut them, properly clean them. You have all the you follow all the recipe, and then you will finally get the curry, potato curry. So just like that, the cause and effect is very much interlinked. It is bound with each other. But if I say, suppose I have brought the potatoes from the market, and if I keep worrying whether I will be able to make the potato curry, whether it will become nice, whether it will become tasty, what to do, then nothing will happen. You will only keep worrying about the results, and results become so many factors. Suddenly lights go off, and your oven is not working now. Your gas cylinder is finished. Now you cannot take the result. So these so many factors are there. If you keep worrying, nothing will happen. But if you do systematically take care of all the factors, that you have the cylinder properly filled, have take care of all the resources, and then you will get the result. So just like that, you may have goals. It is nothing wrong to have goals. Without goal, how will we proceed? How will we exert ourselves? But what Swami is saying, you turn goal into your means. You translate the goal into your efforts. You translate the goal, you translate the aim of your this thing into your efforts, your actions. What if Arjuna is pointing at the eye of a parrot? Say suppose Arjuna's very famous story is that when he was learning under the Dronacharya about archery, his very concentration was so acute that when he was asked, what are you able to see, Arjuna, on the tree? Then what he said, I am able to see only the eye of a parrot, of the parrot. So apart from that eye, I am not able to see even the parrot. So much focused he is. Why? Because he is not worrying whether I will be able to shoot that parrot or not. He's not worrying. He's taking care of the means, his action, his hand position, the how to hold the bow and arrow, calming the mind, concentrating the mind, taking care of his the position and everything. So these things, if he has taken care of, he is definitely going to shoot the parrot, the eye of the parrot. So just like that, definitely Arjuna had a goal. But whether he was thinking all the time of the goal, of the whether I will be able to shoot the eye, whether I will be able to shoot the parrot, no, that was not his botheration. That's why he was succeeded. He could succeed. So just like that, we too have to forget about the goal after we work out the means and focus entirely on our means, on our actions. Then what happens? Those actions will definitely bring the result to us, because this is the very fundamental cause effect chain, which is the whole universe is bound. This is the whole Gita is about. So it is explaining various things. So that is what we are saying, that instinct, intent, all these things, why we learn this, because all these things are how they are linked, how karma is linked with your intent, and all these things are there. So this way, let us have goal, let us work on the goal, but work them on the means side. Let us purify our actions, purify our resources, and forget about the goal. Goal will come by itself.
Thank you, Maharaji. There is one more question from Ramji Yadav.
Yes.
There comes many situations in our life when we know that the things which we are going to do is not right, but still we did not stop from doing it. How to control ourselves from not doing such works in such crucial moments?
Yes, exactly. This same question was asked by Arjuna also to Bhagavan. That what he's asking, that how people do karma, they are doing sins, though devoid of this, without themselves, without having any, apart, though they know that this is sin, but in spite of themselves they are doing it, as if they are pushed by something, as if they are holded by some power. Somebody is sitting on their shoulders as if and making them do. Why this happens? Then Bhagavan says that, see, this whole thing is happened because of Kama Esha Krodha Esha Rajoguna Samudbhava Mahashano Mahapapma Vidyanam Ihavaya. So why this happens is, why somebody is put into this Rajoguna is there. See, what happens is, our Indriyas, they are our instruments. Now instruments are under momentum. Okay. So what happens is, when you are sitting in a car, you are a driver, but now you suddenly somebody comes into the road and you apply the brakes. But what happens? Car is in so much high speed. It is going by, say, 100 or 120 kilometers per hour. It is so high speed that car still goes and hits so many people, and it goes many times, it topples, and so many things happen. In spite of applying brakes, this happens. So just like that, though the person suddenly getting enlightened that there is a danger, I should not, I should control myself, and he knows that this is a sin. Now somebody will be killed, so I should stop my car. But now what happens? Indriyas. This Indriya, at that particular moment, who is this Indriya? It's the car. Car is his instrument, his Indriya. Now what happened? Am I audible? Hello? Suddenly the screen has disappeared. So
you are audible, Maharaj.
Okay. So sorry. So then that instrument, the car, the instrument is not in his control, because it is carrying the previous momentum. So just like this Rajoguna is nothing but a momentum. That momentum that we carry, that continuously we are that we are being pushed by that momentum, because with so many lives together, so many years together, eons of time, we have been doing karma with full desire, full ambitions, full goals, selfishly or whatnot. So this whole, that momentum is still in there, our memory of our these cells. Everything is carrying that memory of that karma and that speed. So this suddenly, if you say, no, I don't want to do this sin, you won't be able to control yourself, because Kama Esha Krodha Esha. They are sitting in you, in your inside, and they are driving you. They are your momentum. Your momentum is this Rajoguna. So what you do is, Rajoguna Samudra, Mahashano, Mahapapma. They are Mahapapma because the driver, even asked, in spite of applying the brakes, he was a defaulter. He was proved to be a criminal in killing so many people. So like this, in spite of your trying to control, you will commit so many sins. So this, what is to be done then? That's why Rajoguna Saman Mahashana Mahapapma Vidyena Ihavaiga Dume Navrite Vahini Yatha Darshum Vanelacha Yathol Benamruto Garbha Tatha Tenel Avrutam. So this is covered. This what happens is this Kama and Krodha, this Rajoguna is covering your knowledge. All the time they are deluding you. All the time this momentum is pushing you. They are not allowing you to think. They are not allowing you to blink. Just continuously do this, do this, do this. So this is, that's why what he say, this Tasmat Tom Indriyanya Adau Niyamya Bharatarshava. So what you do is first you control your indriyas because they are your car. That's why don't push your car into this Rajasic Kama and Krodha. So that's why you have to drive very carefully. So control your car. You don't drive it carelessly at 120, 150 speed. You drive it in a limits. You do things in the limits. You drive it at say 50, 60 speed. Then you will reach safely. You will not harm anybody, and you will attain your goal also successfully. So this is the way. What is that? Tasmat Tvam Indriyani Adav. First you control. Arjuna Bhagavan is telling us control your indriyas. That is the first thing. Try to control. Try to discipline yourself. Put yourself in discipline. So that what happens is it is a reverse control. It is reverse brake applying. So this momentum will be quickly controlled, taken under control. This previous momentum, this Rajoguna can be quickly arrested. So this, how it will be arrested? It will be arrested by disciplining yourself by Tasmatvam Indriyani Adav Niyama. So Niyama. Then you have to practice this Niyama on your indriyas.
Thank you, Maharaji. There is one question from Deepika.
Yes, please.
If it is said that doing even the slightest good deed will ultimately relieve one from pain, why is it that?
I could not hear.
Okay. Is it audible now? It is said that doing even the slightest good will ultimately relieve us from pain.
Yes.
Why is that even by dwelling on good behavior and karma, sometimes we continue to be in grief and gradually loses our hope? How can we justify this situation with the preaching of Bhagavad Gita?
If I have heard you correctly, because there was some lag in that, but I probably heard you like that if we Salpam Apyasya Dharmasya Trayate Mahotsav. So even if little good can help us transcend the great fear, then if we are always thinking good and all, still why bad is happening? Like this, so you want to ask?
Yes, Maharaj, this one.
Okay. So see, why bad is happening, why good is happening? See, things are, bad and good are your labels given to it. See, that is what your karma that I did. Say, suppose I did a karma. I am speaking now, as Swamiji gave this example. I am speaking now, but this very air that I am breathing out is killing so many microbes in this air, in this same level of my mouth, or maybe surrounding this mouth. There are so many microbes that are being killed. So this, I am doing this hinsa. I am doing this killing act indirectly. I am not killing. I am not willing to kill anybody. But this, they are being killed. So do I have any control over those? No. So just like that, there are so many things happening in this world for which we and apart from us, so many other people have done something. Okay, we are sharing a common platform here, this planet Earth. Now, so everybody is contributing his free will, his own choice, good or bad actions on the same platform of this Earth. Now, what happens? Naturally, this is going to disturb the overall atmosphere of this platform. If somebody is emitting carbon or somebody is throwing plastic, naturally, everybody else is going to suffer the effect of pollution. That person never did anything bad. He never thought of anything bad, but still he is suffering the pollution. Why? Because he is sharing the same stage of this Earth. Okay, we are all on the same stage. So naturally, whatever one person does, everybody will have to share. That is what is this. This existence is unified. It is united existence. It is collective existence. This existence is not individual. That is the very crux of this teaching. That don't think about only yourself. So that is why do maximum good to others, so that it will kind of nullify, it will kind of relax those effects of bad karma. Swami says, a good soul, a pure soul, will destroy the dark designs of millions of other souls, other bad souls. This is Swami's quotation. So if you are really sincerely pure and your one pure thought, sincerely divine thought, will destroy the dark designs of millions of other qualified people, cruel people and monsters. So this is the power of this goodness. So don't worry, don't get frustrated, don't get depressed. You have tremendous power. Thought has tremendous power. You know, thought travels like a shock wave. See, it travels from cities to cities. It travels from nations. It can travel from galaxies also. That is what the power of thought is. It has no bondage of time and space. It goes and on. And that power we are experiencing. Swamiji is no more now. Swamiji 150th birth anniversary we celebrated long back. Now, so we are still seeing Swamiji fresh. We are reading his ideas very fresh. You know, we are still getting inspired. So many people are really joining Swamiji's this flow stream, mainstream. So this is what is the thing. Those who never get disappointed that, oh, I'm doing good, but still bad is happening. And don't think that is bad. You know, bad. If you keep on labeling everything as bad, then everything good also will become bad to you. If somebody offers you an ice cream, then also if you you will say, no, I don't like this flavor of this ice cream. Why everybody is offering me always the bad flavor, the flavor that I don't like? Why this happens to me? So this means that you have to correct yourself. Take care of the means. This is what is taking care of the means. If the means are correct, then the end will come by itself. If you think that everybody is so good around you, people are so good, they are all trying in their own way. They are all struggling in their own way to do good, to aspiring for goodness, aspiring for progress, aspiring for prosperity. So they are faltering in their efforts, but they are not bad people. So this, if you have this attitude inside you, then you will never have this this thought coming, oh no, bad is happening to me, bad is happening. Then nothing bad will happen. You will understand them. You will take them in your stride, and you will collaborate with them. You will sympathize with them. You will empathize with them, and you will be a part of them. So this is the life. You know, life is one unified principle. Life is not you separate from somebody else. So when you will learn this, this same thing Sri Krishna says, yagya, concept of yagya, that don't just earn everything, offer it to devas. Those devas will in turn offer the pleasures back to you, the happiness back to you. So everything you do like a yagya, because there are powers, there are energies which control this entire universe. So if you work in tandem with those energies, if you work in cooperation with those energies, then what happens? You are prosper. You will become progress. And otherwise, what will happen? You will fall. You will have to. There will be. You will have to face destruction. So this is the simple truth. You know, so things are very simple, but we make them complicated. So we label them and make them more easy. But let us not label anything. Let us take things as and decipher them as they really are, and then approach them according to our swabhava, according to our dharma. And having pure intent, pure attitude, we will approach this world. Then everything will fall into its own place eventually.
Thank you, Maharaj. There is one question from Devjit.
Please.
As Krishna asks in the Bhagavad Gita to strive to reach the absolute, if all the people in this material world strives for liberation and gets liberation, then what will happen to this material world? Will it become empty? Will the material world cease to exist?
See, what happens is we see, just like now you are you is he the student of IIT?
Not sure. I'm not sure.
Not sure. Okay, whatever. So just imagine that the questioner is a student of IIT. Then if I tell no, don't pass the IIT institution. If you pass out, and then nobody will be there to again enter into this institution, and this IIT will be empty. If you pass out and graduate the IIT and become some MTech and PhD and all, if you make your career, so please stay in the same class all the time. If somebody says like you, will you agree? Probably not. So I won't wait for the answer. I will take it for granted because this is a very natural, that is the only reasonable answer, the logical answer. That nobody will stay in the same standard, same class, because just because he is afraid of that the institution will be emptied because of its all the batch goes away. No, there will be new batch always. Just like that, this universe is also, it is a moral gymnasium. It is a, everyone comes here to perfect his muscles. So when you go to the gymnasium, you don't worry whether the gymnasium will be closed if I become a Pahilwan, if I become a wrestler and Mr. Universe or Mr. India, and my muscles are perfected now. So no more, I don't need a gym anymore. So that what will happen? No. Let me not make my body perfect, physique perfect, because then the gym will not survive. The gym person will not survive. So this fear is totally uncalled for. This is totally unnecessary. You don't have to worry about that. You see, what you take care of yourself for the time being. Somebody says in work and it's a secret. This is a very important lecture. This is a kind of a lecture, is in a kind of a commentary on Bhagavad Gita, you can say, in one way. Though there is no Bhagavad Gita quoted there, Swamiji probably did not quote anything from Bhagavad Gita, but you can say the very spirit of Bhagavad Gita is in that lecture of Swamiji, Work and Secret. Swamiji says in the again and again that take care of yourself for the time being. Don't worry about others. That what will happen to them if I follow good, if I become good. Oh no, then what will happen if I pass this, graduate this institution of IIT? Then what will happen to IIT? If I become a good citizen, then what will happen to this society? There will not be any bad citizen remaining. If I stop polluting the atmosphere, then there will be no necessity for cleaning this street every day. Then how they are cleaning people, the housekeeping people will get the jobs. Then what will happen? There will be an unemployment. So let me throw some garbage on the road so that they will keep getting jobs. So is this a logical or reasonable way to think? No, I don't think. And I think most of us will agree that this is not the way to think. We have to, the way more and more we purify this world, there will be still way to purify. There will be still way to work. Swamiji says in his Jnana Yoga lectures that however we work to eradicate misery and evil, there will be evil all the time. Evil, as if the never destroyed, is getting destroyed. So you are an infinitesimally small portion of this universe. If you do good, there is not going to be a havoc and disaster for the evil people. Oh my God, this one person has become good. Now we are undone. All our dark designs are undone. No. You do good, then evil will be reduced, but it won't be destroyed. There will be still people coming to destroy the evil, and evil will still remain. But you just minimize it. You just keep it in control so that it will not overpower the good people. It will not overpower those people who want to progress, who want to be generous, who want to become divine. So this earth has been formed. This middle path of human life has been designed that every soul should come here to progress, to go further towards divinity, and not to get stuck or go back. So this very path, this human life, we have to utilize to go further, not to worry about whether it will be emptied, earth will be emptied, and this universe. There are so many in the queue, so don't worry about it. There are millions and millions of jivas in the queue waiting for you getting the possession of your body. Means not literally your body, but these Panchamahabhutas, they are also seeking this body, human body. That is why Shankaracharya says that Durlabham Trayame Vaitat Daivanugraha Haitukam Manushyatvam Mumukshutvam Mahapurusha Sansrayaha. So Manushyatvam is Durlabham. All of the jivas are nothing but waiting in queue for getting this seat. They confirm seat in this Manushya body. So don't worry about it. You do good and go progress towards divinity, so that you don't have to come back to this, and so that you will give more chance to those jivas who are waiting for evolution. So there is an ample chance. Let us not bother about it now.
Thank you, Maharaji. Next, I would like to ask Nirmal to ask his question.
Yes, please.
Hello, am I?
Yes, please. I'm not able to hear you.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Namaste.
You delivered a very nice. Sir, my doubt is that to know our Swadharma, we need a guru. So my question is that how to find a guru and how to bring the required level of learning to know our Swadharma.
The last portion of your question got this thing, but I can somehow guess what you want me to say. That we need a guru to know our Swadharma, what path we should follow, what path we should what goal we should select. Correct. This is the very necessity. Guru is the very necessity. So then how to find a guru? So the thing is, you see, guru is everywhere around us. Every person is teaching us something. Books are teaching us something. Our teachers are teaching us something. Our friends are teaching us something. Our parents are teaching us something. But if we are waiting for some specific guru only, that he will only come and teach me everything, that is very unreasonable demand. That what you do is, say, suppose you want to be a cricket champion, an international cricket player, you want to become. But at present, you are playing only cricket in your gully. You are playing a gully cricket only with your own friends you are playing. So now, if you want to suddenly become an international player, will you be getting the chance unless you prove yourself on a gully level? So you won't get a chance. First, that gully level cricket you have to play well. Then you have to play contest on a city teams with the city other teams in the city. Then you will go to district levels. Then you go to state levels, and then you will go to national level. Then also you will not be an international player. Then after you go to national level, then the national team will appoint you a very special guru. Then the guru will come you to tell you the very specifics by which you will attain perfection, by which you will attain excellence. But for learning the very basics of how to hold a bat, how to do a simple bowling, how to do fielding, if you want a very international level guide, or what they call coach, like say suppose you want Ravi Shastri, as if he's the present Indian coach, I suppose. If you want Ravi Shastri to come and teach you how to hold a bat, how to give a shot, then it will be totally unreasonable demand. So because like this, everybody demands, everybody will expect Ravi Shastri to come and teach them. But is it possible? But and is it even reasonable that if that person should be only appointed for special class people who have already reached that level? So what you do is, you learn cricket with your friends. Somebody will teach you how to hold a bat. Somebody will teach you how to bowl, how to do spin, how to field, how to do wicket keeping. Then you learn those tricks. Then when you go to district level, there will be district level players who will teach you many things. There will be different coaches you will come across. Then they will teach. Then you go to state. Then you will get to national. Then different that level guru will come. You will encounter and you will learn from them. So this guru is actually eternally, he is with you. Always he is surrounding you. Only thing is, you have to open your mind. You have to open your eyes. You have to be receptive. You have to be accepting. You have to be surrendering. You have to be humble with humility. You have to surrender to all the surroundings and learn. If you label the surroundings, oh no, this is bad, as previously we talked about one question, that no, if everything bad is happening to me, then you will not be able to learn. Because you have labeled the entire universe as bad. Then that means the guru was approaching you and you labeled him as bad. Oh no, this is a bad fellow. Then he cannot teach you. A bad fellow cannot teach because you have blocked him. If you block somebody on your social media, then that person cannot approach you. Just like that, if you decide that I won't listen to this person, I won't like this situation, if you become too much choosy in everything, then you will not learn. So to learn, the person who wants to learn, he has to become open. He has to become always enthusiastic. He has to become active. That is what this Bhagavad Gita is about. So this Bhagavan is telling Arjuna, don't become like this. Become open. Don't become choosy. No, I will not fight this kind of battles. I will fight only that. I will not fight with this fellow, only with that fellow. This kind of choosiness will destroy you. But you become open. Fight, do your duty and forget it. So this is our way. Rather than expecting and waiting for a guru to knock our doors, let us go out. Let us go out and learn from the very first guru that we meet outside our door. He will also be there to teach us something. But what we have to learn, how we have to learn, is by keeping our intellect active, is by keeping our viveka active. Because if we sell our intellect, then what will happen? That Mahut Narayan story will happen, which everybody of us probably know. That guru taught that person that Mahut is also Narayan, elephant is also Narayan. But that fellow, how he took, he did not apply his brain. What he did, he stood in front of an elephant, which had gone wild. And then that elephant threw him away. And then after he was bruised and wounded, then they took him back to the guru. And then guru asked him, why did you do that? I told you not to not to face these things. No, you only told that Mahut Narayan, elephant Narayan, so I was standing up. But then I told you that Mahut is also Narayan. Then why did you not listen to that Narayan? So this logic, you see, we miss only one portion of the nature that it is teaching us. We take, but we block the our side. The 50% is provided to us by nature, but 50% we have to apply our brains. So that we don't apply, and there is the fault. Guru will teach you something, but you will have to learn to apply it. How to apply? Just like in your IITs, the professor will teach you something, but you will have to practice in your labs. You will have to actually apply it and execute it. So this is the learning process.
Thank you, Maharaji. And now I would like to ask Swanendu to ask his question.
Pranam Maharaj.
Please.
Yeah, am I audible?
Yes.
Maharaj, my question is the fine line between morality and immorality is progressively getting blurred day by day. So why is it important to lead a life which is in accordance with the Shastras, and what are the repercussions if one doesn't do so?
So I could not understand your point that fine line between moralities and immorality is getting blurred day by day. This point I could not understand. But
in society means we are kind of confused. So what is a right action? What is a wrong action? So we are kind of. So my question is, why is it important to follow the shastric injunctions, and what are the repercussions if one doesn't do so?
see, Shastras give you enlightenment. Shastras will take you beyond sorrows. Shastras will give you immortality. Give you means if you follow the path. So would you not want immortality? Would you not want eternal happiness and going beyond sorrows? So this is the reason why we should follow Shastra. And now about this fine line between immorality and morality. See, morality is simple. There is a simple thing. That which is unselfish is moral. That which is selfish is immoral. That which is causing overall good, that which is causing general good, that which is causing larger good is moral, and that which is causing only my good, only narrow good, only limited good, that is immoral. So this is simple definition given by Swamiji. What is progress? Swamiji tells that which is unselfishness is progress. Doing for others is progress. Doing for yourself is this thing, fall. So this is a simple rule. So there is no fine line. There is a very distinct here. Where fine line is when you put so many other and you mix the context. See, problem comes. Why Arjuna was facing this delusion is because he interchanged the context. Everything has to be understood in proper context. If you bring some other context in some other situation, then what happens? There is a confusion happens, and this same thing happens with us. What we generally do is we want to do something, we want to achieve something, and we bring some favorable or convenient reasons for doing that, and we always support our that action by quoting those favorable or convenient incidences or situations or things in the past. So what we are doing is nothing but we are mixing two different things. So that will make a disaster. Never have to mix everything. We have to understand in that particular context. We cannot bring any previous context into that. We can take it as an example. We can take it as a handle. We can take it as a indicator. The previous situation, previous incident, previous some experience that we can take as a lesson, but not that incident itself cannot replace this present situation. So present situation, we have to derive what we have to, how we have to behave. What is morality? That every time we have to decide at every situation independently. Sorry, I could.
Thank you, Maharaji. I would like to MNSP to ask his next question. Your name is not.
Yes, please.
Yes, am I audible?
Yes.
Hare Krishna, Maharaj.
Namaste.
Namaste and Joy Gita. Actually, Maharaj, I have a question. Lord Krishna created lakhs of universe, and all the living beings, especially I mean that all the souls in the living beings are actually born out of pora nature of Lord Krishna? Because Lord Krishna has two nature. One is pora nature and apara natures, and all the living souls are born of pora natures, and these living souls actually transmit from one body to another body, and they are in the form of 84 lakhs of pieces. Now my question is, the total quantity in aggregate of all the souls are constant?
What all the souls aggregate of total quantity? What we have to do with that? What is our relationship with that quantity?
No, this is my question only. The total quantity, because Lord Krishna, he is the universal creator. Now he created all the souls in the form of 84 lakhs species. Now, in a particular species, how many souls are there? That we don't know.
But how this quantity is going to help you to progress in spiritual life or go towards Krishna?
No, this is my question only. I don't know.
See, what Sri Ramakrishna says is, you catch hold of Zamindar. Don't bother about his property. What is your duty is to love and serve and worship the Zamindar. Means you get more close with Zamindar, not his Zameen. So Zamindar may be having lot of property, lot of houses, lot of mansions here and there, so many. But you want to be his accountant, or you want to be a Zamindar himself. So if you want to become his accountant, then you go on detailing this. If you want to eat the mangoes, then you don't count the mangoes. But if you don't want to count the mangoes, then you will be deprived of enjoying the mangoes. So just like that, Sri Ramakrishna told that if you will get more closer and closer with the Zamindar, means here Zamindar is who? God. Then what happens? God will take you in his lap. God will take you on his seat. Come. Yeah, I love you very much. I like you very much. Come and sit with me. So what will happen? He will entirely offer all his universe, all his property to you. He will give you the Raja, make you a Raja of this whole universe. Then you will know. First become Raja of the property. Then you will know automatically that what property is there. So if you want to know this question, I would request you to become God himself, to attain God, realize God. Then you will know.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Now we are running out of time. We will be taking the last question from Raj. You can ask your question.
Hello, sir. Sir, my simple question is, if I want to experience what Swami Vivekananda experiences in his lifetime, if I want to know his, really understand his thoughts, what all over his thoughts, and if I want to, in short, experience the God, right? Then what all are the books that I should read that is written by Swami Vivekananda?
Okay, so all the works, most of the works of Swamiji and Swami, which are derived from Swamiji's talks and his literature and his letters and everything, has been compiled in complete works. But if you find it difficult to read all those 9 or 10 volumes of complete works, then what you will be actually finding beneficial to do is to read those works which are very immediately they are relating to you, like those which are inspirational to you. So read Swamiji's to begin with, just to as a igniting this thing, to ignite a spark. You can read Swamiji's Thoughts of Power. Then next you can read Swamiji's yoga, 4 yogas. Then you can read his Colombo to Almora. Then like this, gradually you can cover the other the letters of Swamiji. Letters of Swamiji is very inspiring book. You must read it if you want to get inspiration and understand Swamiji. Because Swamiji himself told that whoever reads this letter will be electrified by my message and power. He will be energized. He will be transmitted by this power. So Swamiji himself has said this. So you can read Swamiji's letters. You can read his 4 yogas. You can read Colombo to Almora to begin with, and then later on you can add. You can read his other works and other lectures and enlighten yourself.
Okay, thank you very much, sir.
Welcome.
So thank you, Maharaji, for your insightful words. You took your precious time to guide us on this occasion. It was really insightful.
I also thank you all for inviting me. I offer my pranams to Revered Swami Atma Shraddhanji Maharaj, who is your spiritual mentor and guide and So Maharaj is very kind to me. Maharaj has been always very kind to me for last 2 decades. So I offer my pranams at his feet. I express my thanks to him also, and to all of you also through him, that I could reach you, I could express myself to you, whatever little sorry, I know I could express in my this talk. So I hope that it is helpful to you, and I pray to Sri Ramakrishna, Mother, and Swamiji that they may bless you all. They may make this study of Gita more and more helpful, more and more beneficial, more and more inspiring to all of us. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Sri Ramakrishna.